Okay, and we're back from what must have been the world's longest 420 session because it is now 2 days later. I had some adult things that I ended up having to do. The real world struck me. So here we are, 2 days later. I've held off, still haven't listened to anything, kept my word. But in the meantime, found a use for these stickers. So a friend of mine who does videography with me, I should have had a well, anyway, they stick Mandalorian stickers on all their camera gear because that's like their little clan, the Mandalorian clan. Great show, by the way. Make sure you watch it. And they stick those stickers on. So I figured, you know what? I want my own way. So now all of my gear has Aesop stickers on it. And now you know my thing. And by the way, if you are in the Arizona area or anywhere else and you want your wedding photographed and videoed, you can actually have me come out and do it. That's what we do here, me and my wife. Moving on. So I had a bunch of things I wanted to say, but now I forgot what most of those things are. Oh, and obviously we've switched to this mic here. I'm not really sure why. I just think it will be better. And hopefully that's working. But the real point here is to listen to Aesop, not to listen to me. So, although the internet has been ablaze on what is going on with Aesop's new album, I have not been reading it. I have avoided everything, but here I have Hello from the Spirit World. Starting off, I have the genius.com lyrics. So let's go ahead and start giving this thing a listen. If I didn't bring it up before, this is the Stanton T55. Pretty cool. It can hook right in to your USB, right into the computer, or it can plug into a recorder with RCA outs that I'm doing right now. I do a whole bunch of videos on those, and hopefully I'll remember to put like a suggested videos thing here over to the other channel where I do other audios, because I don't know what's going to happen to this. Sometimes I get banned, sometimes I get kicked off, and we'll see what happens. If not, there'll be links somewhere telling you what to do. We'll see. So pull up a chair with me if you're not already seated, which doesn't make sense. Be bopping your head soon. All right. And I'll go through some of these lyrics. I know people always have their own opinions what the lyrics are, but I'm a little stoked because, as I can see from the first page of the lyrics here, looks like we are talking about what I was hoping, that Aesop's going to take us on a little journey. And in the words of the best Joker ever, and here we go. Sounds good already.
Hello from the spirit world. My days here have been as rewarding as they are troublesome, and often dangerous. I have been assembling my notes for some time now. My intent is to create a guide for anyone whose path may lead them to this unwavering otherness. There are days I fear my work will only serve to create more confusion about what I have found, but I felt it necessary to stay the course in hopes that these insights may be illuminating for some.
Man, I need to do that more smoothly. Let's go through some of this real quick. Love the beat, love where we're going. He's got this letter to us. And I see how he's talking about it. He has been assembling his notes for some time now. This has been his work. This has been what he's doing. All these explorations of who his self is. And I feel though I had to stop it right there, because where he says, "These are the days I fear my work will only serve to create more confusion about what I found." Yeah, I can understand that. If he's trying to do in his profession, he's trying to convey something. it seems like he can feel, even with all of his great and legendary vocabulary, that can still fall short of conveying the message. And I just certainly feel that in my individual efforts at exploring things that I've learned and discussing those things. Let's get back on track and let me not skip these things anymore.
Rewarding as they are troublesome and often dangerous. I have been assembling my notes for some time now. My intent is to create a guide for anyone whose path may lead them to this unwavering otherness. There are days I fear my work will only serve to create more confusion about what I have found, but I felt it necessary to stay the course in hopes that these insights may be illuminating for some. Contained within are anecdotes, recipes, survival tips, warnings, maps, drawings, and more.
Just as I was
all
saying,
organized in
taking
an
us
effort to
through.
promote safe travel and interdimensional awareness.
With a purpose. With a purpose.
While this arrangement highlights the basic chronology of my experiences, users should skip to whatever section most directly applies to their impending scenario.
Interesting. So it sounds like we have a bit of a choose your own adventure book, or even my philosophy book does this, where it's broken down into particular subsections, so you can actually go there, get guidance on that one particular subject, and you don't necessarily need to have it in the rest of it. So apparently we don't even necessarily have to go in order with the spirit guide. We can skip around and it will still make sense, which would be an awesome exploration if you could play it through in different orders to see how much it changes it, or if it still feels sensible.
Spirit world experiences are the same. Accordingly, certain passages may detail specific circumstances that you will not encounter. It is still recommended you cover these sections as to increase your general understanding of what can be expected. There will be times when you will be tested in ways this guide can neither prepare you for nor help you from. Spirit world travel is not recommended for the faint of heart or weak of stomach. Swift and unprecedented consequences will follow your decision to breach this environment.
Still incomplete.
With that in mind, I believe the
still incomplete. You still must search for yourself, even in the world of education or life knowledge. What was true was only true at a particular time. All you can do is get this generalized understanding, these lessons for the next step in your journey, and you still may not be prepared, and it still may not work out as you thought it was going to. That's part of the mystery.
Spirit World Field Guide compiled here to be the ultimate companion for all modern supernatural tourism, as well as those potentially seeking more permanent residency. Kindest regards, Aesop Rock.
The gates.
I was at the gates. Ram's legs, my beats black, my plants dead, my planet X, I might bleed green. And what's under the uncut chia seed? And what from the guillotine? A little flea and tick, a little fever dream, a little plea the fifth. Roadkill, I'm off leash, I don't heal, and I'm hung from an unkind mobile. I turn one misstep and a bone meal. Look, daybreak, I'm lights out, my con sleeps upside down. It's sci-fi, red tide, my high by make record time. I go 3, 2, 1, desensitized, no lie till death, he get in line. K-Hill spawn, I'm no joke. I eat brains, I throw bolts. I know East prayer scene broken oaths, I go marching in, I'm all low, yo. I know rodeo from these pony shows, I don't stay for tea, I can't slow the Coda go. Coyote, alone and ghost, I'm in the goddamn smoke, your nose, rodeo. Fresh pop, my favorite mug. Ace rock, my bass sucked. Aging all things deep six, to feel like I was put here to keep the crypt. I get tired of bread, I might eat the rich. I ain't seen a leader, just feed or fish. You want free weed, you want free shit, I mean, dude.
All right. It's always hard to consume Aesop, even though I've heard this a bunch of times. And here on genius.com, they go ahead and they point out certain parts of the lyrics and what they think they're talking about. So some of the comments here are suggesting that he's at the gates of hell, which I don't buy, because they're talking about ram's legs. It's actually a goat's legs, I believe. So it wouldn't be a ram. It's just, I think he's probably just talking about a more common thing, like a minotaur or something like that. My pizza's black, so it's been a long time. He's got mold on it. His plants are dead, so he hasn't been home to take care of them. He's feeling like he's from another planet, like that maybe Planet X, the hero, the superhero, and so much so that he might bleed green. So he's not actually human, and doesn't know what he is under the chia seed. But not to try and break down every line. But here it appears that we are at the gates going into the spirit world, and he's ready to go. He doesn't want to slow the code, but I like the last line there. I ain't seen a leader just feed a fish. If you want a free weed, you want free shit. I mean, dude, sounds like a criticism of the Portland concept, where he's coming from and his environment around him, which makes a lot of sense. If you know anything about there. So I feel like, I mean, I don't know. We'll figure out what's going on. But he's at these gates when we hit this chorus next, and I have heard it before. But, you know, let's play the chorus, and then we'll come back and I'll tell you about it.
At the gates, both said my boots on, no bullshit, and on both sides of that tough love. They're both mud, that's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. Straight up and down, don't even I was at the gates, snake skin, my hood low, don't say shit, and on both sides of that bloodlust. They're both mud, that's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. Straight up and down, don't even bother.
Okay, so as he's at the gates, he's got his wolf's head. So you think about, he's got some kind of wolf's mask on. He's got his boots on, and he's not ready to take any shit. Talking about both sides of tough love, they're both mud. So there's bad things on both sides. And then in the second part, you get into both sides of bloodlust. They're both mud. That's what's up. This is how these things like. What was that pop song? Love me or hate me, it's still an obsession. Love me or hate me, it's still an obsession. So that's the thing. These are both these extremes, regardless of what they are bad on either side. So let's keep it moving. Verse 2.
Rat tail, my backdrops, all black sails. Dog biting my bird curse. Cross-eyed, world's worst. Troglodyte, I might split the blinds. I'm like Vince Van with that instant rice. I write cryptograms at all waking hours. Tattoo the mail and all paper towels. I'm on the kitchen walls. I may paint the house. Could reach the yard, so mega bound. Game face on dour days. Y'all gangs like How Queen. Gangway for that false start. Verse freight trains through stalled cars. Shame, shit so whack. Show you back to this maw jar. Death wish from day one. I wake up and it rain blood. Rain check these fuck shows. I'm donezo. My brain's mush. Drum roll, I might piss straight. Loose tooth in my spit shake. Every possible future I'ma come trooping out of his pill case. And I ricochet in my steel cage. One still heart and two real eyes. Few meal bars, a good field knife. I feel good, no field guide. Just deicide by D5. One say the whole glow stick and like 2 bites. I do this, I mean, yo.
All right, so he's at these gates. He's got a rat tail, and his black drops all black sails. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but let's see what they say. Well, first, I've always thought that he's at these gates, and behind him is like a sea of pirate ships, and they're out to get him. So he either has to go through the gates, or he has to face the trouble that's behind him. As just as a metaphor, whatever that is. And so Black Sails allude to pirates and possibly the television show Black Sails. Essentially, he's saying he's surrounded by ruffians, but sports it as if he were a counterculture hairstyle. Anyway, I don't get what that part means. I'm talking about the rat tail, but I don't get the association of the rat tail. It just sounds visually descriptive, but it probably means more than that when you're talking about Ace. And then we go into some descriptive things about the world, which we all have to spend our own time to break down. So let's go.
Who's at the gates? Wolf's head, my boots on, no bullshit, and on both sides of that tough love. They're both mud, that's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. Straight up and down, don't even I was at the gates. Snake skin, my hood low, don't say shit, and on both
Hoodie
sides
on,
of that bloodlust. They're both
like
mud,
Assassin's
that's
Creed.
what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. Straight up and down, don't even bother. Bare paw, my handshake, oh dear God. Bare bones, a few air holes. Barefoot, my square glows. Scarecrows, who goes there and like who's where when that snare close. Bare hands on his bear trap, what's staring back in his periscope. A little care package at a Where's Waldo in a rare beige, no favorite all. Dyed hair and all. push wood, I go Mach 1, I'm all whoosh whoosh. I don't push foot, I make potholes, my path homes, all drop zones. Flash bulbs and strobe lights, road signs with crossbones. Touche from our killjoys, you know humanoids just hit points. Ain't cop that new heat, that new speaks all pink noise. More mood peace around street food and my PJs and my snowshoes. About dog fights and those dungeons, little dust ups in y'all's throne room. It's fun stuff, low-mo into my tombstone, say hell no. Hell yeah, the more hailstorms, the more chips on St. Elmo's. My dream home is like 10,000 deadbolts and less than no windows. I mean, shit.
Wait, how dense can all of these things be every single time? So he's a little more description about, and maybe these are different characters that are at the gates, because now he's talking about his bear paw, his handshake, like a scarecrow who goes there. It sounds like somebody is in the weeds watching with a periscope at this guy staring at the gates, or this introduction to this new character who has the bare bones and the bare paws. And there's like a trap set for him or something, but he's all full. He's used to these things. Wherever he's from, it's just full of dead ends. These road signs with crossbones. So he's not worried about these things. I mean, for some reason, he's walking in the snow in this scene. So maybe this person, this character with the bear attire is used to fighting, has experience, or at least is pretending to, but is really an isolationist. And the dream home has like 10,000 deadbolts and less than no windows. So I mean, what a great line. Don't even want, not even zero windows, I mean, less than zero windows.
I was at the gates, both had my boots on, no bullshit, and on both sides of that tough love. They're both mud, that's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. Straight up and down, don't even I was at the gates, snakeskin, my hood low, don't say shit, and on both sides of that bloodlust. They're both mud, that's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. Straight up and down, don't even bother.
All right, we're dropping in here to Button Masher. I wasn't even ready for this one. Nice beat, dropping it off. This is Button Masher.
Mash the buttons, knock knock, never yield. Phobias in motion, blowing smoke into the sterile field. Vodka Vader up beyond the seraphim, terror beneath the keratin. Every bit precariously jerry-rigged. This helmet is a case of buddy. Factor in the paper cuts, corrugated cockpit. I'm not exactly Major Tom. Buzz Aldrin, I can't count backwards. 10-1, someone get this buzzer to the Matmos.
All right, looks like maybe we got a kid here, and he's playing some games. At least his imagination is going crazy. He got some paper cuts while he was making his spaceship, because this is a spaceship made out of a cockpit. He's no Major Tom, or he's more like Buzz Aldrin. He can't even count backwards.
Miles and hours addressing open beaks, exiting the atmosphere with no green or chroma key. Rebels on the body, tin cans on the bumper, slipping to the freezing ether like a peacoat from his mother. How much interstellar freedom can he reasonably suffer? More than you can feed through a shutter. I use a phony voice when I'm yelling nobody's home. I'm a liar, but I wouldn't say I'm wrong. I ain't really seen land in a minute. A-Wall spaceman, wave to the missus. After nothing for the summer. I have never seen so many colors.
Maybe he's tripping. It's just his imagination. I don't know.
Move in a hard vacuum, only back to pay a bill and maybe fill a car with cat food. I'm shredded, smelling like I just stepped off a charred capsule. I did. That's not imaginary ash in his wig. That's right next sickness with a souvenir from Galaxy Quest. I know it sound like myth and magic, but the shrapnel.
All right, so whether we're in the imagination or not, he's blasting through, and he sees all these colors as he's traveling through space, and he's coming in hot now. He's got the charred capsule. That's why it's all burnt up, because he just went through the atmosphere and he's emerging out.
Tattoo two move in a hard vacuum. Only back to pay a bill and maybe fill a car with cat food. I'm shredded, smelling like
Just
I just stepped
visiting
off a
back
charred
to Earth,
capsule. I
maybe
did.
back
That's
out
not
of his
imaginary reaction
imagination.
is weight. That's right like sickness with a souvenir from Galaxy Quest. I know it sound like myth and magic, but the shrapnel commits. I give a fuck about a factory scent. We mostly play to the fringe. They figure what's a little tape on the wings, a little glue, a little paint, a little staple and string. You won't believe how far the garbage when that radio ping. Behold up you to where you can lose your voice at the moon. I hope you like your beef and veggies with the moisture removed. Dig at the low rider, lower the gold visor. Nosedive got about a ghost of light. Got my heavens, slow drive, side eye selfie. When can we expect you? Why would you expect me? I ain't really seen land in a minute.
All right, we'll go back to the chorus, but I can't help but think, man, Aesop does not let you down ever. It's like constant advancement. And maybe this is the Fragile from 9 Inch Nails or something like that. This is his masterpiece. This is going to be the one that everyone remembers.
You like your beef and veggies with the moisture removed. Dig at the low rider, lower the gold visor. Nosedive got about a ghost of light. Got my heavens, slow drive, side eye selfie. When can we expect you? Why would you expect me? I ain't really seen land in a minute.
You don't come back to reality much. Peace. Going out to space. Maybe video game. Button master.
I have never seen so many colors.
Oh, switching it up. Total switch up from verse 3.
Tangentially related in the sense of one's environment informing what they're made of. There was a ghost who broke it all up into tiny numbers and dated vector graphics and New York Times puzzles, who struggled knowing love is more than boring data entry. More reported from an orbit, all is known to say it gently. I'm reporting from an orbit, all my own to say it gently. Catch a wave in the jalopy, down and burn up on re-entry. Man, the laser, do you copy? Keep invaders on the business end. Autopilot zeroes in on zero in for pissing in. Fix her up or she put like a Plymouth Duster from bucket to mothership. If you're up for a little sunburn stat, neighbors at the mercy of a bitch.
So he's made, I mean, this shift is wild, but he's made this ship of whatever it is. I don't really know if we're in reality, but he's made it on its own. It was a fixer-upper. Now it's going good. You can go up into space as long as you're willing to take the risk. I mean, it's hard not to just evaporate into this, like when you're listening to Dark Side of the Moon.
We're a little sunburned stat. Neighbors at the mercy of a thin wall. One side nap, one satellite pinball. Fun-sized asteroids pinging off the cabin. Ping, ping, the soundtrack is shrinking into blackness. I blink through 4D, droid sitting bitch. Scorned, the voice of the...
Are we in an arcade? I feel like we're in an arcade, and maybe the building was a fixer-upper. And now there's so many lights, it gives you the sunburn. And this is why there's so many colors. There's so many video games.
Satellite pinball, fun-sized asteroids pinging off the cabin. Ping, ping, the soundtrack is shrinking into blackness. I blink through 4D, droid sitting bitch. Scorned, the voice of destroy and rebuild. Who rose above the partly
droid in the passenger seat sitting bitch.
It's only carry-ons a napkin and math. I'm packed in a menagerie, the cheese and crackers at the apogee. Add a little finding God and trying not to atrophy. I know you're whispering about me at the corner store. We've seen a glowing light from under his apartment door. I ain't really seen land in a minute.
So I'm thinking maybe he's playing these games by himself. So this is why he goes out into this world. And the point of saying that there's a droid in the passenger seat riding bitch, his co-pilot, is the computer. It's not another human being.
Spaceman wave to the missus. Faint transmission after nothing for the summer.
Rolling to the end. Dog at the door
I
next.
have never seen so many colors.
Dog at the door. Man, beats.
Huh? Who's there? Dog at the front door, barking at the air. Wind all in the trees, then feet on leaves. It's probably a cat. Might be a guy with an axe. Might be a trap. Shit, it's probably a trap. Might be a possum in the trash. It's probably a trap. Hey, keep it moving. Gotta sound stupid. Good chance I'm not even talking to a human. Then again, it's probably a trap. Somebody had to set it. Depending on the type, maybe several. Yeah, that's it. It's probably several. Several come together to make what would have taken one
Weird
forever.
beat in the
I'm
background.
thinking it's a pretty damn sophisticated trap, utilizing some technology I didn't know we had. Maybe I am entirely tripping. It might have been the neighbor's kid, but I have my suspicions. I wish it were as simple as a critter, but it isn't. I feel that it's important we consider all dimensions, like, oh, I don't know, maybe it's a trap. I step onto the lawn, y'all jump out with the bag. I wake up in some alley on a wholly other plane. Can't remember who I am, I had to get back to the...
Okay, so I think he's paranoid in his house. Doesn't know whether these things are real, whether these noises, he hears whooshing in the trees, there's a dog barking. What's a dog barking at? It could be a guy with an axe. It's a trap. Don't go and look. So I think he's reclusive, trapped inside the house, whoever this person is. He thinks that it could be the neighbor's kid, but maybe it's a ghost. Maybe it's something from another dimension. Maybe you're going to get him. It's wild.
Pretty damn sophisticated trap, utilizing some technology I didn't know we had. Maybe I am entirely tripping. It might have been the neighbor's kid, but I have my suspicions. I wish it were as simple as a critter, but it isn't. I feel that it's important we consider all dimensions, like, oh, I don't know, maybe it's a trap. I step onto the lawn, y'all jump out with the bag. I wake up in some alley on a wholly other plane. Can't remember who I am, I had to get back to the base. I realize you people think that I am off the deep end. I'll say that it's a lovely night regardless of the BS. It is. A perfect snow is sprinkling the path. It's almost like the atmosphere is begging for a trap. The mud goes quiet, one last sniff, lopes inside, fine. It might have been a baby squirrel who tumbled from the nest. It's probably just you motherfuckers missed.
Man, dog at the door, that's it. Now we're on to
you know me already.
dolls.
Those of you who don't, we're in for a great big fucking surprise. And those of you who do can expect an infinitely more horrible time than they care to remember.
Dragging the cat, the dragon, the conversation piece. Yahweh forsaken to lead him, locking the pot every day of the week. I'm a lot, reaching even the odds, revolving the mystery meat for the broth who's eating. Scream for his mom all evening, moxie and season the fog. Pomp of the grease, ski through, keep out signage, weed in a sock, beak in a snot. Knee deep evil to plot to a fever, made to his ride of a sleepy is out. Spring and bell exploding through my polar tech. Got a soul invested on coalesce. Got a nose compulsion to overstep. A right 8-bit math for the soda press.
Come on, guys. Come on, guys. It's the greatest rapper of all time.
Programming the actual way to progress to convey an effect. Hop in, y'all to the beta breath. That fray, that plague, that bayonet. That hate, that basic death. That all in together. I'm afraid that train is left. I ain't made through bullshit a baby step. Hop off in the flesh, no beta test. I'm brazen hell. I make raisin bread. Raised all wolf milk and a razor head. I'm all good. Quietly hacking away at a hideous riff on the formula. What is the work of it? Isn't a ticket to slip in the vivid euphoria, huh?
Man, that all happened so fast, it was almost impossible to keep up with. Come on, guys. How does anyone doubt? My friend Sean. So this is for you out there, brother. We were partners for a long time in the police department. Always had each other's backs. Could always rely on him. But man, when he says he doesn't get ace, and that it kind of, there's a part of me where it hurts in my soul that he doesn't get it. It's troubling. It's very troubling.
What is the work of it? Isn't a ticket to slip in the vivid euphoria, huh?
I gotta go back farther than that. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
To the gold in the chest, notice I don't program any actual way to progress to convey an effect. Hop in, y'all to the beta breath. That fray, that plague, that bayonet. That hate, that basic death. That all in together, I'm afraid that train is left. I ain't made through bullshit a baby step. Hop off in the flesh, no beta test. I'm brazen hell, I make raisin bread. Raised all wolf milk and a razor head, I'm all good. Quietly hacking away at a hideous riff on the formula. What is the work of it? Isn't a ticket to slip in the vivid euphoria, huh?
Oh my God.
Broad doors, two kind of knives, carried for the horse, ties on flies. If you come and bring soap, something for the cough, 1,000,000 feet of rope, maybe more gauze. Hey, graybeard wayward, parade wave and vacate the framework. Phased out traits, blank tapes, and make worms seek. Ease in the weeks, no safe word. Can't no kayfabe, all true tales from the pay grade. Heavy on my lace and away game. Tiptoe tail by a trail of craters. I am way too keen to major rate too. Let me guess, too brave through to make Jesus take the wheel by day two. I don't really pander or plan to behave. Pull these sketches a hand from the grave unholy. Don't lumen all the upholstery. Is poor old Nana would roll on a rosary. I know. I go from my homie to bogey and ghost. I'm sorry if you know me as both. I still float hearts from the haystack. I give free hugs and a plague mask. I don't trust any else love.
We gotta go back. We gotta go back. That switch, mind blowing. Mind blowing. I can't even keep with this. He's scared and paranoid about something, but I can't just help just following it. Just enjoy it.
It's no sacred, K no kayfabe, all true tales from the pay grade. Heavy on my lace and away game. Tiptoe tail by a trail of craters. I am way too keen to major rate too. Let me guess, too brave through to make Jesus take the wheel by day two. I don't really pander or plan to behave. Pull these sketches a hand from the grave unholy. Don't lumen all the upholstery. Is poor old Nana would roll on a rosary. I know. I go from my homie to bogey and ghost. I'm sorry if you know me as both. I still float hearts from the haystack. I give free hugs and a plague mask. I don't trust any else love to be more than a cheap toy gun with a bang tag. Hey, salt in a simple fare. No lie, roll by, we can lick the air. It's an appease suggestion, not a rib tip rare, but the beast stroke don't split silver hairs. I made peace with him.
Okay, so I think what he's talking about is if you knew him back in the day, it's not that he's not the same person or whoever these characters are. You never know what he's talking about. Eventually, maybe you can start to put it all together, but you got to listen to these things over and over and over again. But it appears he's still that same person, and he wants to say that it's not that he's changed. It's just this is just an evolved version, and he's learned a lot, especially not to trust certain people, and he's just an adult version, an evolved version.
Nana would roll on a rosary. I know. I go from my homie to bogey and ghost. I'm sorry if you know me as both. I still float hearts from the haystack. I give free hugs and a plague mask. I don't trust any else love to be more than a cheap toy gun with a bang tag. Hey, salt in a simple fare. No lie, roll by, we can.
Oh, I just realized what he said here. This one line, I see it's there, but the significance of this, I've always been worried when your heroes kind of die off. Always kind of had this joke, happy Christopher Hitchens died before Twitter, otherwise I'd realize he's probably a moron too. And I get worried about losing some of our heroes. I feel that way against Rage Against the Machine right now, and I call them Rage on behalf of the machine because they're literally pushing for us to vote for the corruption and bureaucracy in America. Amazing. Rage on behalf of the machine. But here Ace says, I give free hugs in a plague mask. So he's wearing the mask because he's being told he has to, but he's still going to give you a hug and not worry about it. Love that. Gosh, stop scratching it.
Free hugs and a plague mask. I don't trust any else love to be more than a cheap toy gun with a bang tag. Hey, salt in a simple fare. No lie, roll by, we can lick the air. It's an appease suggestion, not a rib tip rare, but the beast stroke don't split silver hairs. I made peace with a lot, but a lot of it's it. Still genuine pops on the bottomless pit. Backseat driver, the lazy drawl. I don't aim to please, I don't aim at all. I'm okay. Actively seeking to underdevelop a sentimentality. Why am I here if it isn't effectively cutting the helling inside of me, huh?
No more being watched. No more being watched.
A rope, a camping knife with an itsy-bitsy fork and spoon, and a place to hang my canteen.
So I'm wondering here, is this a bit of a mocking of Antifa? Calling them LARPers because they're like out on a camping trip. They got their galls and their flares and some strike anywhere matches, and they got the little map. Maybe bring galls. It sounds literal. But I don't know. Maybe that's just kind of a topic of the day that's invading my perspective. That's what we are, just products of our environment, and that's part of our environment right now. So that was the end of side A. Amazing, without a doubt. So I'm going to move it on to the next side. I think I got time. Got to do an interview in a little bit, but I think we got time. All right. I think we're doing a little bit better than I imagined on time. I got to get out of here around in 30 minutes. So let's get through as much as we can right now. I'm excited. We're starting this off side B. We have Pizza Alley. Then what? Pizza Alley, Crystal Sword, Boot Soup, and Coveralls. Here we go. Checking out Pizza Alley. And I know the music videos are kind of all connected. If anyone wants to go look at those, I encourage you to. Right, keep it classy.
Keep it classy, key to Pizza Alley, weaving traffic in an overheating taxi in Lima. Tickets to liberate the center, pitch surrender to a witch doctor, pouring amphibians out the blender underneath the glowing purple Christ. Perfect surf, curl up and die. Cobblestone alone, a master class in open world design. I came from the wasteland in feather light trail pants. Fuji off the ant trail, Inca trail mailman, failed in every hemisphere. Show me the ambrosia, maybe ghost into the coca leaf in holy heliconia. We're shaman up to zombify undocumented expats. High and writing ayahuasca letters back to Melmac. Dear friends, send help yesterday. Yours true, Condor, Poma Serpiente. Talk rap albums over alpaca medallions with metalheads who traffic magic flowers from the mountains to the houses that are holy. A token of that suit.
All right, so it sounds like we have the key to Pizza Alley is weaving through the traffic and okay, so Pizza Alley, I'm not really sure what Pizza Alley is yet, but it sounds like it's the end goal of some kind of state of mind, or maybe the location of where you can find that. Not exactly sure. We have people going through in Peru, is what this sounds like, to go out into the desert and try to find, or into the jungle and try to find themselves with shamans and medicine men and ayahuasca ceremonies. And he's writing back to a friend at the moment, talking about how he misses him, or wishes they were doing some old things, some kind of memories. God, that's such a loud mess.
Roja maybe ghost into the coca leaf in holy heliconia. We're shaman up to zombify undocumented expats. High and writing ayahuasca letters back to Melmac. Dear friends, send help yesterday. Yours true, Condor, Poma Serpiente. Talk rap albums over alpaca medallions with metalheads who traffic magic flowers from the mountains to the houses that are holy. A token of that sacred valley balance, so you don't.
Melmac is from out an alien planet.
In the plaza look happier than my neighbors. They answer to Paddington bearing waiters. It's amazers. What ship, what shore? I grew up writing riddles under bridges in New York. Now I travel like a highwayman who whispers to his horse, sharing stories at a winter, trying to trigger something pure. From dying on the vine to it's alive and indivisible, to how'd I get this far without a bindle full of crystal skulls? Cozy logo woven goods, beaded shit for people you have never met or spoken to, but know they'll need to hold Peru. Throw a couple logs on the fire, there's a chimney in San Blas where you could hear baby dayliner bouncing softly off the navy blue. April showers, paper moon, run the light and beat the drum and smoke the dope and raid the tomb. Pay no mind to the bygones, find him a strange hill to die on. Never let me die on a regular hill. Never let me die on a regular hill. Pay no mind to the bygones.
So we got some kind of reminiscing going on. Maybe that trip down Pizza Alley during the ayahuasca ceremony is making this guy walk down Pizza Alley, where he's kind of reminiscent. And Pizza Alley has these different fond memories, and he doesn't want to die alone or die on this strange hill. All these things that happened in the past, bad things, need to be foregone because of the good things that are happening as he's walking down Pizza Alley. Maybe like a Ghost of Christmas Past kind of deal.
Find him a strange hill to die on. Never let me die on a regular hill. Never let me die on a regular hill.
Switch.
Never let me die on a regular hill. Never let me die on a regular hill. The local homie blows smoke on his wounds and talk about the jungle like it's always in the room. You and shooting lumens out of a canoe into the ruins. Silly putty for some otherworldly woo-woo to influence. So it's a strange bouquet, not today's soup. Rubber boots and tumble juice and tarantula toupee. Can it be going ham over camp and a feuding biome?
right, check it out. So he's with a different shaman, and they're talking about things around a campfire, apparently, and preparing this food and this kind of maybe like a greeting ceremony or something like that. He's got food. He's got the citrus trees and oranges and lemons, I guess, stuff like that, whatever they have around, limes. They made a sauce out of, and they put this fish from the river they just caught. Maybe they have some frogs and lizards around, so maybe we're talking about one of those frog poisons as a ceremony.
I grew up writing riddles under bridges in New York. Now I travel like a highwayman who whispers to his horse, sharing stories at a winter, trying to trigger something pure. If I'm dying on the vine, it's alive and indivisible. How'd I get this far without a bindle full of crystal skulls? Cozy local woven goods, beaded shit for people you have never met or spoken to, but know they'll need to hold Peru. Throw a couple logs on the fire, there's a chimney in San Blas where you could hear baby dayliner bouncing softly off the navy blue.
Went back far. Sorry about that.
Run the light and beat the drum and smoke the dope and raid the tomb. Pay no mind to the bygones. Bind him a strange hill to die on. Never let me die on a regular hill. Never let me die on a regular hill. Pay no mind to the bygones. Bind him a strange hill to die on. Never let me die on a regular hill. Never let me die on a regular hill.
Now, after this switch up, this is when we're going to the new world.
Never let me die on a regular hill. Never let me die on a regular hill. The local homie blows smoke on his wounds and talk about the jungle like it's always in the room. Doing shooting lumens out of a canoe into the ruins. Silly putty for some otherworldly woo-woo to influence. So it's a strange boot.
Flashlights going through the woods.
Rubber boots and tumble juice and tarantula toothpick. Canopy going ham over camp in a feuding biome. Most mutantes row.
There's a tarantula falling on his head.
Fry the banana, heart of palm ribbons. Fish from the river, sauces made of citrus. On a screen porch, pimpled after dark with frogs and lizards. When high as hell, they might as well be Mothras and Godzillas. It's awesome. Peer into the spirit quest, spellbound. 3-1 machete yelling back into the hell mouth. You hit the labyrinth, an ambassador of peace and love. You might return with the root of your super ego plunged. The river boils when it sees me. The river boils when it sees me. The river boils when it sees me. The river boils.
All right, we're going into verse 3 right now. Looks like he's still doing a different ceremony here.
Electric eels killed 2 of my best friends, said the local to the gringo. Then dove in off the pirogue in a cloud of smoky mopacho they bought in from Iquitos. Mosquitoes on the wall of the Amazonian ethos, out to bounce a light off any hairy eyeball in a basin. Wild pig, owl, baby caiman, coral snakes that drink down from the timbers like the 6 fingers of Satan. They only speak in S's, you cannot get a name in. I told my darkest secrets to a pair of future dolphins. The doozy out in Paris, the futures I had squandered. They whispered something to me, I will bear unto my coffin. What's apparent, the alchemist despondency is common. We traded numbers and made off into the pond scum. Humming muddy waters, motherfucker, I am on one. Earth, wind, fire, and papaya. We fly with the poison arrow, we dive with the arapaima. Look, the river boils.
The river boils when it sees me. He's got different things going on here. He's talking to these snakes, but they don't holler back in an amen. All they're doing is hissing. Satan's little guys. And points out a little thing here that's interesting. What's apparent via Occam's razor, simplest answer, is despondency is common. Dude's on a different level. Traded numbers and made off into the pond scum.
The river boils when it sees me. The river boils when it sees me. The river boils when it sees me.
So now we were in the jungle. We were going through Pizza Alley.
Sky weighs like a lid on the spirit, aching for the light. And when embracing the horizon, it pours on us a black day which is sadder than any night.
Cool visual. The beautifulness of the sunset is actually the pouring of dark.
Carry his own water is nary a known other. Read a poem when I parry, apparently no sucker. Man slash island, casually
Crystal
hammers iron.
sword.
Falcons that come to daddy, fabulous cash and prizes. I'm back at a theater feature, feeding rapid-eyes in crisis. Out of sight is both as fancy and a random act of kindness for ya. Ride the wild aurora, future brightest bright Gomorrah. Present tense and SOS and tidal water. Final offer sold. I've been shaking off a death rattle dressed like fingers of light through black nimbus. Ruined last Christmas, probably ruin this Christmas. You can follow it from wing to cataclysm. Listen, he carry his own water, is never a known other birds.
All right, we got a guy here who doesn't get along with his family. He ruins Christmas. He doesn't have his stuff together. I don't understand why. They think he's still an isolationist. I'm not really sure. It's hard to follow. It starred Aesop. Doesn't feel like his future is going to be anything. It's only as bright as fried Gomorrah. So when Sodom and Gomorrah, when God struck down Gomorrah, there was no future for it. So this guy's feeling at least suicidal or depressed, pointlessness, and getting ready to go to be with his family. Start this over again.
When the low, heavy sky weighs like a lid on the spirit, aching for the light, and when embracing the horizon, it pours on us a black day which is sadder than any night.
How great is this?
Carry his own water, is nary a known other. Read a poem when I parry, apparently no sucker. Man/island, casually hammers iron. Falcons that come to daddy, fabulous cash and prizes. I'm back at a theater feature, feeding rapidizing crisis. Out of sight is both as fancy and a random act of kindness for ya. Ride the wild aurora, future brightest bride Gomorrah. Present tense and SOS and tidal water. Final offer sold. I've been shaking off a death rattle as a window bound back from a collapsed red flannel at night. Flight path managing a back and forth that draws a heart and dagger. If you track it all, attacking yarn. 6 foot a million, nothing off the rack fit 'em. I dress like fingers of light through black nimbus. Ruined last Christmas, probably ruin this Christmas. You can follow it from wing to cataclysm. Listen, he carry his own water, is nary a known other. Burn sage in the alley with various ghostbusters. See a disembodied bones knocking on your rods and cones. Some resort to scuba gear, some return to hobbit holes. Me, I done a lot of both, riding out and running scared. I'm everything from he's a pest to he's been dead for 20 years. He's been treading perfect curbs in golden light with total scum. Pigeons bring him donuts, I'm the motherfucking chosen one. And every time you liars talk, fish and birds start dying off. Roses turn to solid ice, quiet eyes to fireballs. I started spilling all my problems to the final boss. He shed a tear and let me buy him like what's mine is yours. Broke him off a little weed, bit him well, off to see a system in the smithereens. Sniffing out some livers, he can lose in a broth. That's when he go and pull the hood from the hawk. You look lost, he carry his own water, is nary a known other. Go halves on the carry and carry on bolt cutters. Not a towel boy or cow to the slaughter. I leave an awkward conversation like a cow to the saucer. Inspire 1,000 our fathers, people start calling her priests. We've never seen a man so vehemently drawn to the beast. I heard he plays a pipe organ and changes form when he feeds. I've never played a pipe organ, the rest my lawyer concedes. Okay, pull it.
So apparently people lie about this guy. He's got a reputation, but he just relies on himself. He's not going to deal with all these other people. They're serious. Their conformity is like cows to a slaughter.
Fathers, people start calling her priests. We've never seen a man so vehemently drawn to the beast. I heard he plays a pipe organ and changes form when he feeds. I've never played a pipe organ, the rest my lawyer concedes. Okay, pull up at the spirit world, 0-man pit crew, itching for experience, clearing the jellyfish bloom. Show him to the sick room, sick him on a showroom. Show us how you trick him into swimming through the Oju. Devil's trap on the welcome mat. The dinner jacket smell of hell and back. I'm working on my hell and forth. It's bound to be a bumpy ride, deeper through the death and gore, coming out the other side.
Boot soup. This is awesome. Come on. You know it's awesome. You know it's awesome.
You can't eject the new soy bomb. Boiled tongue that hop out the foil swan. Clock and pull coin from the koi pond. You're a pull toy, bon voyage. Yeah, boy, I'm a lame from the paint chips. No slave to the grain of the trade winds. Phase in, deflate the whole snake pit. Got a hunch, y'all ain't shit. Lay up off of that lightning rod. Over shaking those icy palms. Briefing out, but I'm peeking out. If I feel surrounded, I might King Kong. Even out if I'm moderation, my streak will lead you. My body feeling I'm used to eating, not holiday. And these feet to realize sovereign nation. Each reader watch who sing and do so duly. At night when the zoo get toothy, I want the future goon on the exit row. Burn the leeches off, throw the second stone. Note the pest control, Florida peepers out, hold the telephone shit. Here goes
Nice little switch up there again. I feel like he's painting an image of somebody in a zoo, like a caged animal, and we feel trapped if you corner him. So this guy's feeling trapped, like an animal in a cage in a zoo. It wants to lash out or is about to lash out, and it's not his fault. It seems like it's a matter of conditions.
Born of an elusive baboon troop. Horse flies the backstroke the boot soup. Showed like an eyeball in a moon roof. One false move, dude, you're a food group. Old friends turn planes to the hayride. I was kinda unimpressed with the AI. Get guts here crushed in a canines. Bring a steak knife, bring a trail guide. Breaking out of that boarded house. Fake and normal has worn me down. Hit the road to old misanthrope alone. Tip me over and pour me out. Cozy up to that pressure cooker. My heart's a bottom, my head's a butcher. My blood a mix of both milk and sugar. I pushed a pencil, no pencil pusher. Kid Ben had toxic folk in his fear. Kept it afloat, I was frozen in fear. And the closure, the ghost just won't disappear and make the whole globe a road to nowhere. Joke's on you, going nowhere. Still 5-0's low there, oh dear. Stony baloney, drum to undo. 2 score plus, never been a stuffed suit at the Coliseum.
I like this funny line here. He's walking around lost, like got no place to go. That he's a contradiction, an enigma. Doesn't push the pencil, but pushes the pencil. Friendly, but unfriendly. Just is a ghost that's on its way to nowhere, and it's getting stopped by the cops. They're like, "Where you go?" But he's really going nowhere. So if they're like nowhere, then obviously you're gonna have a problem. But dude's like, seriously, I'm going nowhere, and they're like, whoa there, where are you going? Nowhere. You're going nowhere.
Hello, isn't what have you become? I cannot have been the only one. I cannot have been the only one. Figured y'all would never pony up. Slither off into the going God. I cannot have been the only one. I cannot have been the only one. No to beat a fight a photo bum. Notice a bouquet of bone and blood. I cannot have been the only one. I cannot have been the only one. Over the crowd it was yo, what's up? Under his breath it was holy fuck. I cannot have been the only one. I cannot have been the only one.
And these switches are awesome. Very reminiscent of good rock and roll.
Meanwhile, back at the brackish, half-man patch and splash with the hapless. Tag every hack in the Badlands. Spoon gag the master, too trashy. Ragtag rad to the last bull Radley. Bad back and Lance don't act right. Still flat with the bats and the black light. Architect the hard luck, turn love to a crash site. After lunch, before nap time. ZZZZ, jaws on floors. A 2-bit door to force them all yours. Rab and erase to rig the game boot. I lick the plate clean, I lick the blade too. Look, 10 beepers, even a freak elite. Full back when the creature leap. As UFO through shade C to C. Cheese Louise, and I'm in a read and wait. The road been brain for the hot nose for the bone rough. Cold shoulder program to Stonewall. Old dog, I'm known a cold no all. Don't wait till the whole shit snowball. One peek at the code and the moleskin might just render you part of the potion. Whoa, never you mind the moth eggs. I'm warm and the TV is on always.
So he's eating and there's a TV on. That's about all I got from that sensory overload there. I couldn't keep up with Aesop. That's why we got to go back and listen. It's the whole point of Ace. It never gets tired. You got to keep going back, keep going back. Now we're getting into the last song on side B, and this is Coveralls. So far, in order, they all blend in.
Give a fuck if this mold of my daily bread. I'm a foe to the fainting goat. I'm at home on the razor's edge. Over the garden wall when your robo was playing dead. Arm in arm with a melancholy of roses and baby's breath. Slow to reveal a signal from deep in the tub of tiger bomb. Lighter lid, giant slalom circumvent the psychopomp. Womp womp, circle to the watering hole. Something secluded with a spoon, stand up in the joe. Pursue a puff of smoke, we never hum a jump at his post.
Alright, so this guy's coming into somebody's house or something. He jumps over the garden wall. The dog's playing dead. He's hiding in the flowers of roses and the baby's breath. Sneak into the watering hole. I'm not sure what that means. Maybe a bar, maybe the kitchen. and there's an alarm going off. Womp womp.
Zooming to the poltergeist of multiple homes. Ultimate weapon, slaughter post to a crawl. So we had thought he was toast. That's when the elbow dropped him off of the ropes. Family approached him like he sat up in his coffin and spoke. We only talking awkward hello after awkward hello. Most of my visitors request that I be tied to a chair. I wear the skin of my detractors, maybe try not to stare. Yeah. Every time I look up,
Although I think it was his imagination.
exhibiting irregular behavior. Even though I know that it's a warning, I am back on my old shit again like any other morning. Every time I peek out from the corner, birds are flying belly side up as you're walking out the water. Even though it seemed legit, I'm right here to the season dip. I ain't seen shit. I ain't seen shit. My gang signs never the same twice. Since offering a service, had a nurse and a snake bite. We dabble in certainty, I'm allergic to grapevines. He's certainly unearthing my aversion. I make nice, I'm basically bored stiff. You're sorting of them orbiting warships. The cowering in corners, mother making some warm milk. From Bowder to the mayor of Snoresville in a jiffy. The final form's a portrait of a squirrel stuck in a chimney. I buy a second seat for my extraordinary piss and moan. Feet up while the feet assemble, keep the devil in the hole. With several yelling Sparta, you were yelling Marsha, Marsha, Marsha. Only one will read the chapter after larva, it's a good one.
So he's picking on somebody's here. Somebody talking about how they talk a lot of game. Their sorties go to attacking orbiting warships, and maybe in their imagination, maybe playing video games. Seems to be a lot of video game tie-in here. That they're really just mama's boys asking for some warm milk, and then instead of yelling Sparta, this is Sparta, and kicking the person off being a warrior, you're yelling Marsha, Marsha, Marsha from the Brady Bunch. Pretty funny.
By Atlantic water beta do, balancing a billion rocks to levitate adjacent to. Escapist at the undisclosed, aloof and newly mummified. You're upsetting the customers, you should see the other guy. Wait, every time I look up on the paper, I see animals exhibiting irregular behavior.
He's in the store beat up.
Even though I know that it's a warning, I am back on my old shit again like any other morning. Every time I peek out from the corner, birds are flying belly side up as you're walking out the water. Even though it seemed legit, I'm right here to the season dip. I ain't seen shit.
I'm seeing this character. This is the character who's wearing coveralls.
I ain't seen
That's
shit.
the point of this. Another switch.
How many Burmen get to scurry up the piggyback and burrow in before it lose the personhood to sticky trap? Clown car clingers, I shiver off with the water dogs, invoking tippy toes along the wall and diving somersaults that sneak 'em out the supper club and muddy up the coveralls. I'll leave y'all to the scuttlebutt, we get our water from the source directly. Zoltar predisposed to go dark, ghost ride, all roll bar, no lodestar. Ayy, come up and suck a fire licking at your shoes when all you want is happy feet and hammocks under azure blue. Have you any marrow past the valley who are no sir? No, it's mostly snotty noses pressed to empty zoo enclosures going. This is stupid, I'm tired, I want a pretzel. The guppies are getting grumpy, there's nothing like nothing special. I know you were expecting just a Jekyll, the others are in there also. His company doesn't end well, yo.
So this person has different personalities. We're cut off. We got a Jekyll and Hyde in this person. So maybe we weren't an imagination. Not sure. Showed up as Mr. Hyde instead of Dr. Jekyll. So went through the evolution, changed into this demon as time went on. So maybe person in coveralls kind of changed in like a werewolf or something like that. But this all requires more going on. Like I said, got to take a break. Got to run and do some things. Be back for sides C and B. Amazing album so far. Well, all right. So that got pushed back a half an hour. So let's go ahead and get into side C, kicking us off with Jumping Coffin.
I'm a slow burn, crawl around the road, work something from the other side, clawing at the known world. Coverboy your cookies with the autumn incarnate heel city. By the time your eyes adjusted to the darkness, parts uncharted, always find the corners cozy. You can send your fastest riders, I return the horses lonely. Controller, the locals only note the Lucky Charms and army jacket. When you're ready, he's in the heart of Darby Dragons. I know, no solicitors, waves away as visitors. From 10 minutes in front of a tainted energy signature. Still bullseye and wop raps from the scenic route. Sugar in his coffee like a seance in the TV room. The cheek swab came back half amazing. Half of what he make end up on his lab apron. If quieter than most, I'm mostly mastering the science of keeping one's composure while the limbic system's lighting up. Some try to combat any kind of odd force trying to make contact. Nah, let it in, let it in. Let it in, let it in. Some try to stonewall any kind of woo-woo trying to make a phone call. Nah, let it in, let it in. Let it in, let it in. Let it in.
So it sounds like we got a guy who kind of creeps around. He's the one that's plotting and planning, but he can come snatch you up in a heart second. He lets it. He pulls in all the senses. He doesn't let his mind be clouded by what's acceptable. He'll get all of his information from as many sources as possible.
Let it in, let it in. Let it in, let it in.
Spidey sense.
Let it in, let it in. Bring around a revenant, let it in. Said he wasn't ready yet, he never left the Etch-a-Sketch. Stuck around for more than just a parlor trick or flickering fluorescence. Had a couple still to visit with a million pressing questions like, where were you the night of? What are you traversing Earth in spite of? How are you adjusting to the triumph? I'm asking for a friend who caught a loss and never surfaced. Simply curled up in his cubby, shutting down the central nervous. Look, float up in an urgent care, a checkerboard of blurry squares. Flowers in the lobby shrivel back into the earthenware. Humans in the lobby holding crosses up. I understand the caution, but some of you just wanna see the coffin jump. Until the coffin jump, then it's what I call a punk. Didn't even get to where he coughing blood and talking tongues. Not to mention once you hassle the horde, it doesn't matter how much furniture you stack at the door. Yeah. Some try to combat any kind of odd force trying to make contact. Nah, let it in, let it in.
Trying to do other ceremonies.
Let it in, let it in.
Spirits.
Some try to stonewall any kind of woo-woo trying to make a phone call. Nah, let it in, let it in. 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 Hand-drawn map, crossover, cross back. Calling from the flight deck, I collect dog tags. Tall grass, asphalt, or soil flat. Soul jazz like an alphabet to soul bass. Bratty to the basic anatomy of a death stare. Passing through the old Manhattan, ectoplasm everywhere. Pack a second teddy bear, I'm headed for the panic. Take a second for some bacon, take his head off when in transit. I don't coexist, I don't exist. Even JC missing with the loaves and fish. You feel dementia getting closer like the devil getting over. Now his antennas are roaming for radio Terra Nova going. Sir, I think we've got a signal. It's fuzzy, but they're playing one that wasn't from the hymnal. I'm a faint scent of sulfur, I'm the source of the ooze. I'm security tape of a glowing orb in the room. Sup?
So there's a new power in the room, and it doesn't come from any of the scriptures, none of the songs anybody was talking about. Nobody informed us of this new power coming in. And there's a spiritual battle, spiritual war going on, talking about in ectoplasm everywhere. So I see like the Ghostbusters are trying to zap down all the spirits. So they've been doing it very effectively because there's ectoplasm all over the place. So apparently there's a lot of spirits, but they're also getting wiped out. And that's taking us over to the holy waterfall.
I'm a glutton with a food steal, shimmy and shake. Not a fingerprint to pin him to a physical plane. Probably show up as an isolated pocket of cold. Got a way of making tilapia hop in the boat. I was fending off a lizard on the dock of the lake and see him reap smoking something I forgot how to say. Maybe 20 paranoia, 80 plotted against. Palm reader calling in his archaeologist friend. It's been a long and bitter breakup with the science of sleep. I'm through the lobby on my stomach with a knife in my teeth. Brave winter rain, slicker rubber mutinous code. Finally free of all you fuckers, I should pull through a phone. I can transform later when the gradient fades. There's a paranormal energy awakening engaged. There's a Kawasaki up behind a barn. is yours. Forecast warm. Leftover chicken for the dogs. I've been jumping over fences in 100 different forms. Next week warm. Message at the town. I've been sketching on the roof again. Sketching in a strobe. Warm. 6 legs circling a drain. I've been swatting it for 20. It's impervious to pain. Next week warm. Battle in the cough. I've been running ragged trying to shake an apparition off. In the pitch dark searching for the source of the hex. Got a loyal tentacle in every corner of heck. Hooded figure from the wreckage of an alien ship. Nest Cafe washing down a snake on a stick. Spotted floating down a river trying to curse and Khmer with no shirt. 7 days worth of dirt in his hair. When the motor finally folded to the accident prone, had to flag another Captain Phantasm in tow. I've been ignoring any semblance of relatable earth. I got a homie from the region who can name every bird and tell you what it is to wake up with a tank in the yard. Type of shit to make you question what your days even are. There's a holy waterfall where you can rinse and repeat. Find religion while the minnows eat the skin off your feet. If you wake me on a January morning at 4, don't get excited when I bark at the door. Forecast warm. Leftover chicken for the dogs. I've been jumping over fences in 100 different forms. Next week warm. Message at the town. I've been sketching on the roof again. Sketching in a strobe. Warm. 6 legs circling a drain. I've been swatting it for 20. It's impervious to pain.
The bug in the shower. Get that. This is the dense one.
Y'all keep not being shit. All I do is chomp at the big cow, dropping his foot, still hop to the bridge, all rah-rah, pox on your kin. Pass through the prism, maintain position, knock over everything, walk away whistling. False name, I work at a fake business. Daybreak till I break up in the train pigeons, and I came from the cave pain, chase painkillers. Tailed by an arcane shape in the scribble. I stake out snakes that forsake the sigil. Wait a mount, show 'em how to wavelength cripple. I'm afraid they don't wanna see a wound up true and get to walk down the street to the sound of doves cooing. Doves like I love what you're doing, even when it's drugs at the ruin. Money I was plucked from the fire, jump back in the fire. It's fucked, you're free to hire another pathfinder. Skull and bones humming the tones that don't bode well. Only if you may have built an altar at the hotel. Oh.
So maybe this guy was one of the guides to the spirit world. He was just really weird. I don't know. Things we thought with that one. We're heading in the flies.
Flies, buzz around a sink, lunch on crumbs. Fuck y'all think, everything was fine, not a single peep. It happened overnight, must have been acai. Someone invited guests, someone appealing sludge. A couple hundred eggs, a day to yield bugs. I make a few traps, bleach in the drain. You should see the trash, it feels like a plague. Clean the whole crib, bottles at the curb, even empty out the fridge. That's gotta be a first, still can't win. 2 on the towels, 3 by the spout. Me in denial, I'm clapping at the air. I'm cornered by the plates, I'm brought onto my knees. I'm forfeiting the space, I'm clawing at the walls. Swarm ordering me 8, it's death from above. Nobody saying grace.
That's a quick one. One assault.
Severe cold, stare at the code. Keep a small circle like a deer in a scope. Let me clear my throat. Pocket full of rocket fuel and pyramid stones. Invoke a spirit from the parallel, appearing as some welcome news to drag you to the shadow realm and back to show and tell it's cool. Promising a future won't be draggled and bedazzled. When it isn't you, it's me. Begin the dagger to the scabbard. Breathe snake tats, place on train tracks. Storm like a door to hell, the doorbell plays taps. Born inside a ring of baffled demonologists. A casualty of otherness. What the fuck's an olive branch? Rats as big as cattle set to Babylon convulsing. The home sweet home that sees you as a bag of hostile protein. While I do believe that you believe you're adding to the magic of the motif, homie. All I hear is that I want a pony. Fuck the police, I'm floating out with the Kamazats. Property of Nada runs on Trump, Lamond, and Otter.
Interesting. I wonder where he's coming from with this. There keeps being hints of this, and maybe it's power of suggestion. And what he's talking about, well, fuck the police, and all he hears is "Daddy, I want a pony." Like these children, or the crowds, the masses, don't understand what they're claiming to, or aren't legit.
Roger that, cobblestone beyond the common polygraph. His middle fingers wear little safari hats. Chainsaw shape in the house of 1,000 tonics. They're magic if you need a cure for lack of sour vomit, son, it's not a thing. Everywhere I go, I That's a unique wind. Spun a whip out in the snow. Really ain't got shit. Your condition is not a condition we know. The rats are back and built their own ship. They're backstroking faster than the old ship. The rats are at it scatters, that's like its magic power. The bowing out it when your house is being smashed to powder. Pinging the rubber, located, burning as bacon. Ravens deliver them trick or treat, an eternal damnation. I make disturbing the stasis again. The beat when the mania boils, even the days when the pavement's keeping his platelets employed. Stole an ox on occasion. I go through wands too quickly to name them. Okay, I'll name one, it's the rod of fuck the nonsense. A basic waving knot, I'll turn bravado into fondant. We slalom from beyond the wildly oscillating compass. Whether you connect the dots or not is truly not my problem. Familiar with the color of permanent cloud cover, though I've heard there might be others. I'll buy it when it bumpers. Until then, I'll dry and like this pile of waz and carumbas in a bubble. Watching dumpster fires multiplying numbers. I know that fear and love and death and pride and romance hold you by your chuckers, though it's unclear what some closure might encompass. Submit to visit symmetry from Civil War and swim ashore. Sob story same as yours, but a little more, huh? I'm in the alley pacing, I'm skirting curtain call. I make my hospital corners in a circle of salt.
Yeah, I'm not really sure where...
That's a unique prayer.
Can't keep up with him on this one. This is a metaphor for
Pretty
something I'm not
nervous
quite
on the
following.
low.
I'm gonna have to keep going back over it again. And it's Aesop.
Only came up for air. Your condition is not a condition we know.
Sleeper car. One more left on this album. Side C.
Bamboo shoots, Buddhas and removed shoes. Pugilism brewing up a who's toot. Moving through the super moment. Goonies off a distant block and fugitives from Deuced Zoo in pleasant moods until they're not. Present mood of startling departure from the temple rules. Part of it's the temperature, part of it's the tentacles. EQI alarming, surgical masks marching. The durian got him gagging, the traffic is anarchy. Cyan, spy cam, triumph and fire. Marigolds and Muay Thai into the eye of the tiger. I almost died on a scooter, I almost died on a boat. I figured fuck it baby, come as you are and die as you go. Northbound lot boy, where it's humans, zero monkeys one. Humans fear the monkeys one. Get your mirrored sunnies run. Later watched a billion bats exploding out a mountain cave. Climbed a couple hundred feet to stare into the mouth and change. Descended a little different. Every atom individually cleansed and repositioned. That's one unconventional exorcism for the kiddo. Hearts on his pillow. Bars on the window. Bar band send it from John Denver to GNR. Midnight playing sardines to the sleeper car. 13 hours couldn't sleep at all. Even eating weed is hard to catch a Z over all the sneezing.
So there's a kid that's sick, and he's getting, there's some kind of change going on. I guess these bats are like the whatever this problem is leaving, and the kid is taking in sources again, like from all over the place. It's not just that you want to get fueled in your niche. You need to have influences from John Denver to GNR to Guns N' Roses, and you just keep going because you can't sleep. You're excited. There's this change that's happening, but there's also some kind of coughing and wheezing going on. Like that's part. Maybe pain is part of this transition. I'm not sure.
I might never make it out. If I ever make it out, send me back in. Yeah. Got lost, got found. Got a feeling I should lose it all again. Yeah, heaven is a humid room, it emulate a human womb. Every day we celebrate a water birth and noodle soup and cruise around as Ronin, trying to expedite a slow death, playing chicken with a family of 5 on the same moped. Golden lotus that show off a pretty Pantone and growing river water that'll melt your fucking hand off. Damn, it's funny cause I fake a smile too. People thinking you're okay until you take them to the root. I'ma take them to the root. Through insatiable depravity and layers of abuse. Down and emaciated strays. Even stranger days later when I'm no longer phased. Locals see a space garbage that fell from the interstellar, trying to blend in with the smell of pepper, sweat, and citronella. Ella, sword thumb in the hum of the helter-skelter. Rebels hopping through the temple run like Zelda's in a cellar. Every LD calling off a lawman. Excuse me while I walk into the ocean like I might never make it out.
Video games again.
If I ever make it out, send me back in. Yeah. Got lost, got found. Got a feeling I should lose it all again.
Beats are crazy. 1 to 10 coming up next. Definitely gonna take a lot of time to break these down.
Bad back. One half zig while the other half zag. Stand too long and the whole shit hunch. Sit too long and I can't stand up. Gramps out for a Sunday drive. A man is betrayed by his lumbar spine. Pull up to the spot like I'll meet you outside. I need like 5. Corpse pose, staring at the moon. Entirely on fire, sciatica to boot. I'm ready to be turned in a soup, or shot in a space, or squashed in a cubes. Rate your pain level on a scale from 1 to 10. A civil doc can tell you I feel like I lost a friend. I'm usually okay to simply shut up and cope, but these days more than ever my back is like nope.
Nice little cute way to end it there. So there's a comment here that's Aesop himself from an interview. It says that this is another short one about my struggles with back pain. This loop had been sitting in a folder for years. I always thought I'll use that someday, but I'm not sure how. Well, here it is, a cute little song about his back pain. This kind of reminds me of how Kirby is, a cute little song about his cat. So far, I think this is probably my favorite album, especially as a whole. The way that Leisure Force opens up with Leisure Force and then ZZZ Top. I think that's hard to beat. But as a complete album, I think we're taking the lead right now. Okay, we're back for side D of Aesop's Rock Spirit World Field Guide, something like that. I had to do a quick interview on domestic violence issues, so stay tuned for that coming out. Last songs on side D here are Attaboy, Kodakushi, Fixed and Dilated, Side Quest, Marble Cake, and The Four Winds. Ready to finish up this last section, see how we're going. This time we have my wife over here trying to sleep on the couch, acting like it's not awkward at all that she's in the same room while I'm talking to the camera. So we'll see how that all goes. But let's get rocking. See if this closes out as good as it started.
Hi everybody, hope you're doing well. Today I want to talk to you about the different levels of the spirit world.
This is Attaboy, talking about the different levels.
I've been floating down the river Styx, skipper cap, sipping on what's missing from your mini fridge. Insulated slicker dripping winter like it's Britney, bitch. Crops wither, dock splinter in a popsicle sticks. Beyond the hissy fitty ain't but a hound dog. I'm bam bam, pianos fall on me and bounce off. Vaporella riding pillion through the eventide and decency that deck the halls and iron each Venetian blind. I'm beating to the Venus fly, ears back and hackles up, shifting with the shadow play. I show 'em how to rabbit hunt. It helps if you're particularly paranoid enough to know there's no such thing as an extraction point. Attaboy, I'm a sucker for stolen bases, bathing in open ocean and shaving at mobile stations, away from the hocus pocus, the nauseating social codes and motives, the homies demoted to interlopers. Look, I can help you tumble through the galaxy, somersaulting backwards in a vacuous finality. Shabby chic, overnight a fireball for magic camp, inspired by a bonsai flying to Manhattan clan. No hands pissing off the very mission ready, the flesh and blood are present while the rest is vision questing. Plugged in, gloves off, shushing all tough talk. Nowhere to be found at the trust fall. I'm saying fuck y'all, live and direct. I make a Judas shoot a flare up from the
All right, so we have a little bit of the rap braggadocio with a very killer beat here. So he's talking about he doesn't get the credit for some of the things that he does, but he's here doing it all. And they're not there. People aren't there when you have the trust fall. So when you have that trust fall, you're expecting the people to catch you. They're not there. So he's saying, fuck y'all, live and direct.
Shoot a flare up from the Isle of the Dead. I got a network in another world I seldom reveal. It get a threat to get to stepping out my energy field. Beholding nobody who show up uninvited like a shoot failed. Blue streak, speaking minor pentatonic blues scale. Doors blast open for the never not backlit. Never not eradicating pathogens. Rat catcher capture both the flag and the bannerman. Batter up, throw a badass to the basilisk. Throw a fucking crowd.
So I'm assuming he might be the guy that comes in on the parachute failing. So you're just splot, making a huge entrance, coming in very quickly. And I like the little line here about never not eradicating pathogens. I'm assuming that the modern rappers are the pathogens here.
Top, free falling with the shuttle parts and flower pots. Hours, I'm up with the spotted owls. Spot a coward in the commons, how we spot a common mouse in a half mile. Last minute mohawk, eyes closed, ear to the road salt. All I hear is Mozart. Gale force winds whipping through your floppy hat. Glitch in a hologram, trick any polygraph. Chocolate from the faucet, fish in a lava lamp. Sofa on the ceiling, only come down for karate class. I'm in pajama bottoms, listening to Shaka Khan. Eating my chapaki, knocking posses out the polygon. I see you proper hobnobbing with the la-di-da. That kind of shit is simply not the way I pop and lock.
All right, short one. Quickly coming back over to Kodakushi. So far, the beats are very different from Aesop's normal work. It sounds like a bit of an evolution. I wonder if LP had anything to do with this. Doubt it. I don't talk that much anymore. Just curious. On this one, Aesop is saying himself that this song's about being on the lonely side of the spirit world and knowing you're only there because you don't belong anywhere else. I feel like I'm there when I pursue my creative interests and have largely enjoyed taking advantage of that kind of isolation. But it can surely be a path towards spending too much time alone, working in a room by yourself. What a dream, what a nightmare. This is like what he's talking about before. A lot of the themes around this album are the double edge of, double-sided swords, double edge to everything that he's doing. There's always a give and take.
Shouldn't even be here. Mum's the word, I burn down the house, I gum up the works. I'm the wrong vibration, I summon the earth. When the cups break, better make enough of the cure. I go proto-human, I'm so unruly. Architect of my Kodakushi on guard. Hop in the box of chopped arms on the blocks beyond the pop art stockyard.
Scratching up that album as always. But his point here of talking about the Kodakushi is, well, at least it seems to be, that Kodakushi is the phenomena in Japan, or maybe it's in other Asian places too, but where people will die, nobody knowing it, and it takes a long time for anybody to find them because they're so isolated in their cultural surroundings. So that's what he's saying he's going to die alone because that's the world he created.
Yo, I don't need money to burn, I need sunsets purple and mother of pearl, come on. I told ya, here they come now, you see them? Yeah, here they
bit more back on that one.
You don't wanna engage, kiddo, it's a burden to bear. It's a whirly bird, nervous in the surface to air. I lost count of the cooks, every coward and crook. Any memory, a semblance of a night of the woods. Some two unrubbed elbows, well in the weeds. Even a good eye couldn't find the edge of my seat. Oh, potpourri of confusing powers, all mashed together and shooting outward. Intel gleaned from the Prince of Dark. Scarecrow every 10 per infinity yards. When a spirit and vessel consider living apart, it's official line signing for the mission alert. My call of duty, stay all consuming. Even if y'all see him as a dollar movie. Look, best in show, I'm the worst there is. That pest control is no urban myth. That floating skull just won't shut up. It's on a business trip, I'm below the crust.
And here again, we're making a reference to LARPing, and his call of duty is to say all consumed in this. Doesn't matter what's going on. He didn't sign up for the LARPing mission. And the only time I hear LARPing coming up lately is the pretenders and fakeness and protesting that they're just LARPing. And he's in the central ground zero of it.
What's up? Bad news from the black lung. Used to flatline. That shit is so last month, yo. I don't need money to burn. I need sunsets purple and mother of pearl. Come on.
I told ya. Hey, they come now. You see them? Yeah. Hey, they come now. You see them? Yeah. I told ya. Hey, they come now. You see them? Yeah. Hey, they come now. You see them? Yeah.
I'ma need you to ease back. No peace out, lead to the evac. Don't be where you be at. I've been looking for a reason to react. I'ma need you to reset. No plea, no please, no defense. Don't creep in the deep end. I've been looking for a reason to see red. Territorial organisms, each glorifying our poor decisions. I'm a force you can forecast, swarming insects to eat all the corn like war is business. I'm pageant wave for my shallow grave. Patch me in from that astral plane, ain't ring the bell. I pass through the walls of cool burgundy in both tooth and claw. Midnight manage an incredible feat. A GPS collar on the neck of the beast to go. Beep beep, any neck of the reef. Put a reaper on a second week of medical leave. I'm a seer, I can tell you how the curtain descend. And maybe hint at how it isn't with a circle of friends. I go by with the black sheep. Rah, catch me a patsy. Spaz unravel and blaspheme. Riddler to keep the gate. It's a Groundhog D-Day, Jesus H. I was born on a horse at a steeplechase. My forte's frontline real estate. Plus steak and freaks that take bloody as hell. If it burn black, point 'em at the honey and milk. I ain't sitting while you silly the well. I turn up in a jiff. Jackknife when I jump in the pit. 100 hands, 1 million eyes, 2 bleeding gums. I will survive. That last line's rose-colored only for a limited time. It all shifts when you militarize. I had a vision of a feather on a seasonal wind. In the shadow of a gargoyle fleeing a brick. Lean in, steal your chips. Where I'm from, y'all wouldn't even be in the mix. Hey.
I told ya. Hey, they come now. You see them? Yeah. Hey, they come now. You see them? Yeah.
I wonder what the metaphor here is. Sounds like he's at the swimming pool, jumping off and showing off, jumping off the diving board. Apparently he hits the diving board or the floor of the pool, busts his lips up, and steals chips from one of his friends.
I told ya. Hey, they come now. You see them? Yeah. Hey, they come now. You see them? Yeah.
I'ma need you to ease back. No peace out, feet to the evac. Don't be where you be at. I've been looking for a reason to react. I'ma need you to reset. No plea, no please, no defense. Don't creep in the deep end. I've been looking for a reason to see red.
Talking a little bit of shit there, obviously. Don't creep into the deep end. We are talking about a pool. Or an analogy, as we talk about. I don't really know the difference. Alright, we're going to fixed and dilated, which I was predicting had something to do with
House of
LSD.
cards and bent bars, hold up. Body parts that jump out the jar, hold up. The coven make a circle in the yard, hold up. It starts with a gambit from beyond and a mile-long list of people I plan to haunt, hold up. Old heresy headed for disembodiment is rendered by an excerpt from the Lesser Key of Solomon. Evil see him as a vehicle to commandeer. 2 fixed pupils, all he say is Ian's not here. Pitch it down an octave, I'ma take this opportunity to piss and vomit lava while the neck is lazy Susaning. True abomination at the beckon of the nether from the
In case you're wondering, Ian is Aesop. That's his mother named him Ian, if you want to put it that way. So somebody's out to see him with 2 fixed pupils coming to his door to find him, something evil, something dark. Aesop himself, according to Genius.com anyway, is saying that the song's about pure evil, demonic possession, feeling like your flesh might be a vehicle for dark forces. like the final level of self-loathing. So maybe I think he's got his kid there, and then it's coming to look for him, whatever this force is. But he's not right there at the moment. So we'll see if it catches up to him.
Heresy headed for disembodiment is rendered by an excerpt from the Lesser Key of Solomon. Evil see him as a vehicle to commandeer. Two fixed pupils, all he say is Ian's not here. Pitch it down an octave, I'ma take this opportunity to piss and vomit lava while the neck is lazy Susaning. True abomination at the beckon of the nether. From the scales to the fin, to the fur, to the feather. I'm all of Animalia stitched together by a severed hand. Freed into the cold and told to bring us home a head in sand. Hit the brick in a ceremonial bone mask. Viper on his finger speaking Latin, don't ask. Crossroads bogey, I brokered the deal first. The bag up is so quick, I drag it between worlds. Hold up.
Visualization is going to be interesting when they show all this. Vipers on hand speaking in Latin.
Only ever had a last nerve, hold up. Spirit box spoken at a turn, hold up. Everyone's a player at the purge, hold up. 1, 2, wonder what divine act. They don't like it when I waltz in and turn wine back, hold up. Flying rats in a V of a demon country organ.
All right, so here we are. Maybe he's possessed now because as he's gone out and he's being dragged between the two worlds, he's undone a divine act. He waltzed in and he turned the wine back. So I'm assuming he's possessed now. Let's see what he does.
When I waltz in and turn wine back, hold up. Flying rats in a V of a demon country organizing. But you probably got a line of Easter Bunny. I'm beleaguered by the end of awake at the autopsy in a state of grace, radiating sacred geometry and oration. I'd recommend a cooler for the conjuring. Comfy shoes and not to be a nuisance to the honoree. He's probably got 100 ways to work, y'all. Doesn't need a chaperone to show him to the short straw. Orchestrated pious in compliance with the harvest moon. Crosses 10 a somersault. Bibles fly across the room. Audience are volunteered and sought into to fetch a laugh. I'm sorry for the awkward news, it doesn't have a second half. Superstition making room for true perdition. If you think it's too elusive, we can book a future visit. Hold up. Fog at the foot of the expanse. Hold up. Phantasmagoria wanna dance. Hold up. Handful of crickets in the pan. Hold up. I like skating to the store at night in autumn weather with a couple layers on it. Maybe woo playing over soft wheels on a mellow inclined plane. Those moments I can swear to anything that I'm the ultimate, although it goes against the frequency on which I otherwise vibrate. Still an alternate dimension isn't shit to miss due to arithmetic. I've been ignoring every ache and pain and pushed to the lion's own gum line. Navigate a bit of fire and brim, never mind whatever transpired within. I'm out the other side of golden beam of lost sunlight. You take a brittle bone out for a little spin. I'm mostly in a outer space. You're underneath the haunted freeway overpass around a storm-worn flat square. Kicking wooden toys around and vandalizing random city property. A proper way to pencil in a Saturday without cab fare. Bulldozer dozing over every brick or blacktop. Spin the backdrop. Metropolis are in the pretty backwoods. Bring wax, thanks, bye. Black ops or flat spots. Rat-a-tatting and forgotten backlots. Steady feel a pull the power slide around.
So here so far, we're just talking about a lot of goofy guy shit. Going around playing with things and running around with your friends, power sliding and doing back slides all over, listening to Wu-Tang, going down the street, feeling like he's awesome, even though normally he wouldn't act that way because he doesn't want to send out the signal that he's better than other people. Interesting. And the beat being off is definitely one of a very Aesop-ish kind of thing. And in this, he said this is a short piece about skateboarding at night. So I guess there you go. That's more specific about skateboarding. I thought he was just running out being a hot mess, but skateboarding sounds cool. Makes sense. That was what the wax was for. The wax was for his board. That's why you got to bring the wax. And he says skateboarding at night is the pure spirit world. I like writing about night, driving, walking, skating. This one has a weird time signature, which always sounds like a cool idea until you start writing it. Rappers' brains cannot process anything beyond 4/4, mine included. Anyway, I like how it came out. I agree with him. I like when he does the weird things with the timings.
You pick a brittle bone out for a little spin. I'm mostly in outer space. You're underneath the haunted freeway overpass around a storm-worn flat square. Kicking wooden toys around and vandalizing random city property. A proper way to pencil in a Saturday without cab fare. Bulldozer dozing over every brick or blacktop. Spin the backdrop. Metropolis are in the pretty backwoods. Bring wax, thanks, bye. Black ops or flat spots. Rat-a-tatting and forgotten backlots. Steady feel a pull the power slide around. Brake lights. See 'em off into the fog. Figurating in the moon. Never let 'em know the odds. It isn't part of how I move. See 'em off into the foul. Celebrating in the road. Never let 'em know the count. It isn't part of how I go.
So that's the spirit world according to the skateboarder in him. Interesting aspect to throw in there. Second to last song coming up, Marble Cake. Let's go.
Born garbage day, warden of the shawarma plate. Fork and naked eye and trade survival tips with tardigrades. Ephemera burning where the morning looked like haunted marble cake. Parkas and pajama pants, I'm part of what don't march in place. I'm partial to the closest roving pack of gnashing gums. Smoking out the local protein, brokering the rabbit punch. I'm broken, fuck a focus group. Fuck your focus Toto too. The produce of a pencil neck who never met a social cue. I get an arch fiend, appetite for alpha dogs. Step into the party with a killing jar and shadow box. Like who invited acid wash, I'm shopping for the mantelpiece. Overkill is cataloged and crammed into banana leaves. Polaroids around him like a visit from the Vanta Black. Miniatures and Biggie shirts in minutes that he can't get back. It isn't just gorillas in a camera trap and triggers. The history pack a little aftermath in every image. Look, I should paint an eye on the front door. I should tell time by the sun more. I want a flaming arrow shot into a creeping raft. I'm kidding, I just want the cheapest shit you people have. It's no thing.
Not really sure what.
No displayed blazonry, unmistakably mutinous. The mood is disillusionment. Shit, even Cindy Lou who quit. I'm super stupid, future looking tuna fish and suture kid. En route to mute the TV interview without a boot to lick. Bruise it at the nucleus and drooling through the bells of war. Meet the neighbors when your resume is skeleton with ore. That's really cool, your poodle made the paper. Let's keep it a shoes in an elevator. He's a hat and coat, floating with no discernible.
Let's keep our conversations like shoes in an elevator, which means looking down, just staring at your shoes, not actually talking to one another.
Good villains turn to their homies who mostly turn into crickets. I'm part of a larger ghosting. I go to work with the wizards who already voted. Homecoming theme is a burning village. The damn shame campaign pivot when you in the field. Thinning blood and newly surfacing disorder. Spin the wheel. Feeders out to slow the roll. Reaper on the protocol. People you confide in will be spotted eating rodents whole. I should hang a skull on a side door. I should drink water from the sky more. I want 1,000 lanterns drifting on a summer's wind. I'm only joking, y'all can feed me to the fucking pigs.
So far, I'm getting the feeling that we're talking about a return to roots, something more basic when we're talking about skulls on the side doors, like warnings to keep people away, drink water from the sky more, more fresh water like spring water. Enjoy the summer winds, 1,000 lanterns. I'm assuming we're talking about fireflies, seeing them in the summer at night. And even if he dies, you can just throw him to the pigs because that's part of the cycle. Back to the basics.
It's no thing.
Skipping ahead a little bit to the next line here, but let's see how this goes. Marshmallows over magma from the mantle has been canceled. So s'mores over the fire from in the fireplace has been canceled for some reason. I guess it's too complicated, not in the roots.
Marshmallows over magma from the mantle has been canceled. How snappy can you adequately scaffold? Happy canvassing the neighborhoods, I'll never take advantage of his patron. As a patient, they are plays to be a phantom of. Nan under the bandages, examine till he vanishes. I don't feel a social social pull to show the wolves where grandma lives. I find deliverance from evil either in a sedentary binge or spring and turning with the cemetery winds. No stacked sash or accolades from authority. The backstory gets all back into a cornery. Abuses in a feeding tube that circle back to eat at you. Bacteria that tip the hat, adversity that glean the cube. It's tit for tat with slippery aristocrats who pity cops and brilliant rats who find the grit to slip out of the Skinner box. The moat's supposed to keep the rivals out. The coals are coming from inside the house. I should nail boards to the back door. I should feed squirrels for my hand more. I wanna meet the maker in a proper suit and shoes. I'm lying, let him find the body with the loot removed. It's no thing.
All right, we're heading into our lost song here in a minute, but let's see what Aesop says about marble cake. So, in an interview, Ace said that this is about how the hunt is the prize. Explore all dimensions and know that the value is an experience, not what you have at the end. The course is meant to celebrate life by saying, how I die is not important, how I live is. I think when you are a person who finds value in making art, on your good days you recognize how much of a privilege it is to explore and learn and create and share. Ace is always deep on us. Four winds. North, southwest.
I never don't float with the four winds. Sweat, cold, piss, warm, make war films. No doors on the force field, radio ahead. I log any palpitation of the web. Whether raven or angel of death, entertainment a threat. By the end, you're a savory crap. Models that mar, be orbit and corner its horde. There's more exhibition than boy or boy. Cold on me.
Alright, so let's talk a second about what Ace says this song is about. I want to comment on the first line here with the double negatives. So I never don't float with the four winds. So just thinking of north, east, south, and west, that since we have a double negative, he always floats with the four winds, which would suggest not going against the flow. You know, just ride out how it is.
Float with the four winds, sweat, cold, piss, warm, make war films. No doors on the force field, radio ahead. I log any palpitation of the web. Whether raven or angel of death, entertainment a threat. By the end, you're a savory crap. Models that mar, be orbit and corner its horde. There's more exhibition than boy or boy. Cold dawn, mist incarnate. Every day I wake up in a different carcass. If I climb out quiet, I miss before tea. I see no need to initial the tree. I seem to have run out of skin on my teeth. I look like I feel like a fish in a beak. I look like a dick in my picture ID, but also the pick isn't me. Sideways rain to chew the zoo up. Okay, losing a shoe in the mud. Okay.
I have no idea what this means, but I look like a dick in my picture ID, but also the pick isn't me. Okay. According to Ace, this song is about moving forward, not resisting those winds. It's less of a finale track and more of a call to keep going. For me, it feels like Marble Cake kind of is the final track. And this is like an epilogue, just to remind you to get your hands dirty, to try and do some cool shit and keep it moving. I kind of like the idea of ending on ellipses instead of exclamation points.
In a shoe in the mud, okay, losing a shoe in the mud. Sideways rain to chew the roof through. Home by 12 o'clock and two shoes. Home by 12 o'clock and two shoes. Home by 12 o'clock and two shoes.
Break out. Break out with that bullshit money. Break out with that bullshit money. Break out. Break out with that bullshit money. That bullshit money.
If you cultivate the grit that make a fold to face the brick that make a bolt escape the fist. Some days on the road to make you miss and make the whole of the probe equate to piss. Blood rain in my face of the forecast, storm through space like a blade through stored fat. Graze over the gate in a gore fest, ain't really played to the neighborly format. Great, bit Stated adventuring out of his norm is a lesson in mapping the doors. Anything more in the lap of the gods, anything less than imbalance ignored. Seems like even the ragtag grab bag raise eyebrows when your rat pack quack quack. Spitfires the kiss the pitch dark, he rolls the big ore, he spins the grim yarn. Sideways rain to chew the zoo up. Okay, losing a shoe in the mud. Okay, losing a shoe in the mud. Okay, losing a shoe in the mud. Sideways rain to chew the roof through. Home by 12 o'clock and 2 shoes. Home by 12 o'clock and 2 shoes. Home by 12 o'clock and 2 shoes. Sideways rain to chew the zoo up. Okay, losing a shoe in the mud. Okay, losing a shoe in the mud. Okay, losing a shoe in the mud. Sideways rain to chew the roof through. Home by 12 o'clock and 2 shoes. Home by 12 o'clock and 2 shoes.
Looks like
Home.
he's gonna be late and only have one shoe.
The one with the red cross sprayed on the door and a mountain of mail on a porch. The one with the pit trap cloaked in the grass and a thick black smoke from the cracks. The one with the werewolf chained to a tree and a circle of flames at your feet. The one with the ominous regional lore, why which one's yours? Ignore that, don't care, toast the march of uncombed hair. It came from beyond the red coals and road flares. XO, bring his own note to the social, I'm so standoffish, nobody so sell don't. Just don't. Pull to the flames, well pushed to the rope. I get the hooks in, I hold the helm down, I stand the hell up, I see myself out.
And we're out. Grab your copy of Ace. Come on. What's wrong with you guys? Greatest rapper ever lived. The GOAT.